Yeah, I'm feeling good. Obviously, I had 2 weeks to do a lot of rehab and recover, get everything that I needed to, the different modalities, and I feel good. Had two great days of practice, and looking forward to Sunday.
Safe to say you're playing.
Safe to say.
Dak, what was that experience like for you on the sideline, and particularly with the headset? I know Travis used to talk about the way he could see the game from that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a different experience. I don't want to get used to, but it was challenging, but I embraced it. Was able just to support the guys. Some Coach McCarthy talks about it, support the 48, and that was my job. So I mean, whether it was stuff that I was seeing on the field, maybe helping Kellen here or there with a call or something that I may see or that I may like in that time, and then just being able to talk to Coop and help him out. I think it was great, and not just him, the receivers, and just the whole team. I don't know if I'm normally that active or able to talk to the defense and be as vocal with everybody when I'm playing, so I think that was fun in a sense. But yeah, something I don't want to get used to for sure.
You initially disappointed?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I want to play in the game. I want to play in every game. It's a blessing to do this, and every opportunity that we get to go out there, you don't get many of them. You want to take advantage of it. But in the same sense, I got over it quick. I knew the perspective, and I knew where we're coming from, and this is a long journey, and we're a team that we can play for a long time. We can play into that last game, and so I had to keep that in mind when the decision was made.
No way they were keeping you out 2 straight weeks there. No way they were keeping you out 2 weeks.
No. They got their 2 weeks with the bye, so we'll give them that. I mean, pretty close, to be honest. Pretty close. I mean, I won't stop doing all the things necessary to make sure that I stay on top of it. And not only that, just my ankle, just my whole body, whether it's the shoulder, I don't want to say older because I'm only 6 years into this but as I get more experience, I spend more time taking care of my body. So just being very purposeful in that, and I feel good. I mean, out there, I'm not thinking about the leg. I'm not thinking about anything. Just going through the game plan and preparing myself. So
last week, were you still thinking about it, assessing the risk that would be involved in playing?
I mean, when the decision was made, yeah, I mean, I thought about the risk of obviously going out there and hurting it again, and that gave me, as I said, that sense of perspective to hold back and to know that I do play this game without thinking about anything other than whatever it takes. So, I mean, first play yesterday, I get ready to scramble and take about 5 or 6 steps and throw on the run, and I thought about it, I'm like, I probably shouldn't have done that on my first rep, but that was easy for me to just say, okay, well, that's why I didn't play last week, is because I don't think about that, and I'm not going to think about it. I'm going to think about whatever it takes to win the game. So, yeah, just moving forward from it now.
You talked last Thursday, about how this team's a contending team behind. How much did what you guys were able to do Sunday without you kind of validate that?
I think it was huge. I mean, obviously, when you go in there with a backup quarterback and he goes into a hostile environment and leads the team to a game-winning drive, I think that speaks volume of not only him but our whole team and just the way that we stuck together. And when penalties and a lot of things are going your way and you're on the road, we found a way to win it. And I think that's tough to do, whether I'm in there or backup's in there. And I think Cooper Rush did a great job of keeping the guys together, believing and making sure they believed in him, and went out there and finished it off with a great touchdown. And defense obviously made a play on that last drive, and great team win.
What was going through your mind on Amari's left?
As in,
did you learn anything watching from the sideline that could be beneficial?
yeah, that I don't necessarily like to watch, that I like to play. But as far as game X's and O's, not necessarily. As I said, it was a different experience and it was cool in some ways, but I was just able to help the guys, and maybe that's something I learned, is whether I'm playing or not, find a way to get up and talk to those other guys, whether it's a play a defensive guy made, or whether it's just continuing to be in the ear of the offensive line and the receivers.
Amari talked about how he and CD were going back and forth on that last touchdown. CD missed him. What did Amari show in that touchdown, and what did you learn about your receivers last week?
I didn't learn anything or see anything that I didn't know about them. Competitive group, always wants the ball in their hands. It's something that I was continuously telling them on the sideline to say somebody's got to go make a play. And Coop did that on that first long pass, and Zeke did it on the third down, and then Coop went and made a great catch of pulling it off the defender's head and getting the 2 feet in. And no surprise, but those guys work hard, and that's what we do out here on Thursdays, is get those red zone throws in, get all our timing throws, and I think it paid off.
Why do you think
what can you take from the Week 2 game against the Chargers, considering the Staley-Fangio connection that helps this week? Are there things that carry over?
Yeah, I mean, in a sense of the way the way the defense is schemed, the way that they're going to play top down, trying to show things late, get into their coverages in a different way, I guess, not just showing you right off the bat. So yeah, obviously we watch that and take things from it, but in a sense, this team's had 6-7 games. So I mean, we've got a lot of film to just watch on them and stay focused on who we're playing.
You guys have had a lot of success at home this year and scoring at home last year. Why is it? What makes you so much harder to defend at home?
I think we're hard to defend wherever, to be honest with you. I think at home, maybe the communication is just a little bit more sound. We're able to get on the ball. We're able to do some things that being on the road and the noise may make difficult. But also, there's nothing like playing at AT&T Stadium. And I know just being a guy that likes to play in the dome, likes to play indoors, I think is a big part of it.
As you return, this is the last one, guys on the line, not the guys that switch around, the confidence level and steal, possibly attack,
Yeah, I mean, super confident. Those are two guys that have played at this point a lot of football. So Lyle back at right and still moving over to left. I mean, he did a little bit of that last year, and just knowing his growth and just the steps that he's made, he'll make a big step in and showing that he can do it from that side as well. Very athletic guy. Just happy for just to have a group and proud to have a group that can come in, be interchangeable, and pick up where they need to when somebody goes down.
What was your reaction to Von Miller getting traded this week? Knowing you're not going to have to play it.
Yeah, I mean, I probably should have sent him a text saying thank you, but I don't know if he had much to do in that decision. But yeah, I mean, obviously, this is a business, and I think that right there just shows you that a bunch of different things happen in this game that don't surprise you, and you just have to remember that this is a business first. But hell of a player, wishing him success over there, other than when we line up against him.
How much of a difference do you think the 17th game going to make
Well, at this pace, I'm set for 16, so it's going to be no difference for me. But just making sure that we stay locked in and focused. I think when you're having the success that we're having, guys are excited for that extra game, just to get out there, continue to build on what we have going right now, and propel us into the tournament.
When you're on a streak like this, how is the challenge different with trying to find ways to keep improving as opposed to having some losses to try and keep things up?
You learn from anything and everything, every rep that you go out there. So I don't think you have to take a loss to learn and to try to reset. You can do that just within the plays, within the game. There's a lot from this last game. As great of a win it was being on the road, of a lot of things that we can clean up from communication, and just being a better offensive unit to being a better team. And obviously it starts with our penalties, and that's something that we're very vocal about, and coaches always reiterating to us. So I mean, there's different ways to learn, and it doesn't take losing.
Jack, were you surprised to hear about Aaron Rodgers?
As in the COVID? I mean, not necessarily. I mean, it's
him not getting the vaccine and kind of leaving people to believe that he had.
I mean, that's as I said before. I think getting the vaccine is everyone's personal decision. Obviously, everybody has reasons and opinions of why you should get it, and that's his.
Zach, to the extent that you're comfortable talking about, you've had an emotional week losing your grandmother, the anniversary of your mom's passing. How much does that remind you about how you're carrying on the legacy, and just what are some of the emotions you've been like in the last week?
Yeah, I mean, definitely been some emotions, but just allows me to reflect on what those two women meant to me, and obviously I wouldn't be here without them, and just thankful for every memory that I have. So whether it was at my grandmother's service or yesterday being 8 years since my mom passed, it's just a reflection of the beautiful and great times that I had with them, and just thankful for everything that they've allowed me to accomplish, just in creating the mindset, creating the man that I am, and I just each and every day just try to make them proud in everything that I do.
What are your expectations for yourself after this week and come back and pick it up again?
Yeah, I mean, be better, honestly. That's my expectations going into everything. I think I've had 2 good days of practice, and continue to get better, put the final stamps on the game plan, and yeah, go out there and be better than I was a couple of weeks ago against the Patriots. Thank you.
Thanks,